fifth senior is a second-year varsity player, number 7, defender Reynaldo Colon. Reynaldo is accompanied by his mother, Xiomara, and his grandmother, Maria. Reynaldo is accompanied by his mother, Xiomara, and his grandmother, Maria. Our sixth senior is a second-year varsity player, number 10, the forward Anthony Bertoud. Anthony is accompanied by his parents, Rebecca and Peter. Our seventh senior is a fourth-year varsity player, number 22, captain and defender Johnny Kai. Johnny is accompanied by his parents, Aaron and John. Our eighth senior is a second-year varsity player, number 24, the forward Nate DiDomenico. Nate is accompanied by his parents, Tammy and Eugene. Our ninth senior is a second-year varsity player, number 26, captain and defender Andre Dovchiak. Andre is accompanied by his parents, Anne and Martin. And our 10th senior is a second-year varsity player, 31, the defender Thomas Allport. Thomas is accompanied by his mother, Barbara, and his sister, Lizzie. Seniors, thank you so much for your dedication to Jamesville-DeWitt athletics, not only this year, but for all 4 years of your high school career. One more time, a big round of applause for your Jamesville-DeWitt seniors. Okay.
Dan, we found somebody to sing the national anthem for you.
Okay, thank goodness.
You don't have to worry about that. One last thing.
So this I kind of scanned through to see, like,
all right.
So this is the part that I'm really following. You're doing these things, and this is your little.
These are kind of mine, yeah. So
right.
this, like,
but
this
the
is
middle column is what I'm kind of focused on.
Kind of these two, yeah. So this is telling you, this is the graphics that are going to be showing up.
Okay, I'm not touching that though.
Yeah, I am.
Right. Okay. But that's what's gonna like show up on my screen. Like I'll even see it on the.
You'll see it right there.
Okay. But I don't have to pan to that.
Can you sing it?
Oh.
Or do you not want to?
I'd
it's
rather
all
not.
you.
Okay. You know, long since I sang the national anthem.
Oh.
A lot of years.
I'm wearing a couple too many hats tonight. I'm sorry.
I got it.
So am I supposed to point at that to get that on there, or you blend it
I
with
take
the
care of
video?
it.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about that. Just know that that will be there at that point.
this means it's going to be on the lower third of the screen.
Okay, so to try, you're telling me that so that I can try to make sure. Aha.
So the
Makes
lower
sense.
third means it'll be like
Yep,
right
yep,
here.
yep,
I can't
yep.
show you unfortunately because we're on the air.
I know artistically what that means.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full screen means it's going to be covering like this much, so it's
I'm
you're
not gonna
mostly
see
just going
shit.
to
Yeah.
see the outline. By the way, the mic's on.
Sorry.
You can even check to see how many viewers we have,
Awesome.
if we have any.
And a sidebar is going to be on the left third.
Okay.
So
It's sidebar.
if
It's
it's
not gonna say change.
yeah, so if it's on the sidebar, you just keep it a little more on the right side of the screen. And then so and then you know, tripod. Zoom here, it's sensitive, so you can zoom slower if you press it slow, if you press it less hard, and you can turn this to make it more sensitive up and down.
Gee, and I was really excited I got
I
markers for
believe
Christmas.
it's this one.
Now you're
Just in case it's too hard. Yeah, or is it this one? Oh, it's that one. And this one is for left to right. So you can loosen and tighten.
You put it at like kind of a medium right to start. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's not the greatest tripod in the world, but this should do. Yeah.
Great.
And you can feel free to get a little bit close. In fact, I'm mostly going to have to call the game from the monitor because it's a little hard to see everyone. And that's about it.
Yeah,
Videos
try.
before, you can do whatever you want, but what I found, I was looking over his shoulder at that screen.
Is that better?
It was so much easier. And it just kept following the ball. It was awesome.
There's not money from this.
Sweet. Do people like them? Are they happy? Or do they like complain?
Yeah, except it goes in a lot when you read, which is really annoying.
I was wondering about that. Yeah, it looked good. So you just follow the rule, I guess, right? Okay, mom's the camera lady now.
Thank you.
Right? Great job out there, by the way, bud.
I see.
It's already on, right?
Wait a minute.
I don't have to press anything to start recording.
Oh, I don't have time to adjust the lineups. We're live. Oh no. I have a graphic for their lineups, but
Oh,
it
to
came
change
into.
the image?
Well, I
Well, you
have
can
to.
apologize.
Yeah.
Just apologize
Our
nicely.
roommates were hovering down tonight and they were going to watch the soccer.
Well, it's due to COVID. Part of that changed. I found out that's why that goalkeeper's on there.
They just
Is because the contact they brought him up from JV for today.
rugby team. Had a big
You
party
don't want to announce that.
last
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, no, I won't. I'll just
But
say that
a nice
the lineups
little
were
apology.
brought up too late for us to be able to see
Yeah.
graphics, so I can
I'm not really sure how.
read it off of what we have here. I hope it's the right goalie.
It's simple as saying there was a change. It's not
Yep,
the end of the
yep,
world.
yep,
Everybody
just
makes
a little-
changes to line up. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean like the one I had, I think was completely different. So I was just guessing on who I thought might be on. Yeah. So like basically,
Don't split. Can you not put it up?
that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, we'll just do just JD.
Dude, yeah, well, we're the home team, right?
Yeah, these are one color.
Pass me that one.
What color do they?
So let's see.
It's black and white.
We're gonna go on.
I think every senior
As soon as I take a drink.
Oh, you're welcome.
I took pictures of them. They look great.
They turned out great, right?
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks. Tracy, you almost got a phone call this afternoon.
Why?
And I almost called you. I was like, who can I call, Aaron? Who can we call? When we were doing the numbers in the cups.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. My name is Sam Gelfand, and I am very excited to be bringing you this top-notch cross-class match between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams and the visiting Baldwinsville Bees. The Bees, of course, in Class AA. Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams Class A. Both of these teams, some of the most successful in their respective classes. So this guarantees to be an incredible game. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us as the green screen still isn't perfected and it's projecting right across my face, but that's okay because this is going to be a great game. Jamesville-DeWitt are 1-0. Baldwinsville Bees are 2-0 at this current time. The Baldwinsville Bees have played one more game than the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. We'll have to see if that experience has to, or perhaps just the fact that they've gotten a little more time to warm up to this unusual season may come into play today, as well as, of course, the fact that they are in different classes. Class AA does tend to be a little bit fiercer competition from Class A, but that does not mean that the Red Rams will not put up quite the fight. We're going to go into the starting lineups right now, but before we do that, a quick public service announcement from all of us here at Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. The best precaution you can take against COVID-19 is to stay home whenever possible. We encourage you to keep yourself and our student athletes safe by watching this broadcast remotely. Please let us bring the game to you instead. So the starting lineups for your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams: number 3, Thomas Sabatino; number 4, Chris Barbuto; number 5, Will Quackenbush; number 7, Reynaldo Colon; number 10, Anthony Bertone; number 22, Johnny Kibe; number 23, Lucas Bort; number 24, Nate DiDomenico; number 26, Andre Dovciak; and number 31, Thomas Allport. It is senior night tonight, so it is an all-senior lineup, with the exception of the goalie, Sam Allen, the sophomore, 6 foot 2 inches tall. He has one save on the season so far, spent last year in junior varsity. In fact, the Red Rams are yet to come to an official decision on their goalie situation for this year, so we're going to have to see if this becomes a permanent feature. Only one way to find out, though, and that's coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. My name is Sam Gelfand, and I would like to be the first to welcome you to this match between the visiting Baldwinsville Bees and your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. We kindly request that all spectators observe socially distanced seating and keep their masks on, covering both their mouth and their nose at all times. These measures may be inconvenient or uncomfortable, but they must be observed to preserve our season. With this in mind, tonight's match will be broadcast live on YouTube, free of charge, for those unable to attend. We will continue to live stream JD Soccer throughout the season, and we encourage you to watch our contest remotely, if possible. The smaller the in-person attendance, the greater chance we have of keeping our student athletes safe. Finally, Section 3 Athletics would like to wish both teams the best of luck in tonight's contest, and remind you that the key to good sportsmanship is not to root for any one team to lose, but instead to root for any one team to win. Now we go straight into the starting lineups, starting with the visiting team, the Baldwinsville Bees out of Baldwinsville, New York, coached by Tim Skimaker. Number 12, Jack Brannigan. Number 5, James Russell. Number 7, Jacob Daly. Number 22, Malik Davis. Number 17, Drew Gates. Number 21, Logan Hayes. Number 8, Chase Hornsey. Number 6, Griffin Seaberg. Number 16, Evan Smith. Number 25, Miles Spiegel. And number Number 20, Owen Tracy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Baldwinsville Bees.
Just realized the only lineup I have is on the graphic, so I guess we're going to have to throw that back up.
And now for your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, coached by Dan Love. Number 3, Thomas Sabatino. Number 4, Chris Barbuto. Number 5, Will Quackenput. Number 7, Reynaldo Cologne. Number 10, Anthony Bertone. Number 22, Johnny Kai. Number 23, Lucas Bort. Number 24, Nate DiDomenico. Number 26, Andre Dovchiak. Number 31, Thomas Alport. Number 31, Thomas Alport. And in the goal tonight for your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams is number 1, Sam Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise and face the flag located next to the scoreboard for the singing of tonight's national anthem.
Just press it when it's red, it's on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stars and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. This game will begin momentarily.
No way, see if you get voice?
Yeah, I'm glad I declined. That was great.
With the national anthem out of the way, we are just about ready to get underway. Here in DeWitt, once again, Sam Gelfand so happy to be bringing you Section 3 boys soccer. And It goes without saying I'm happy not only because this is going to be a great game, but just because we've got high school sports back, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that something to be excited about? The Baldwinsville Bees submitted their lineup late. There were a couple of changes. But most importantly, we do have to worry about tonight's players on a rampage. Tonight's player on a rampage for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams is number 22, Johnny Kibe, the senior defender. In 2019, he was an all-Central New York first-team selection. When asked about his style of play, he says he specializes in turning defense into offense, capitalizing on those opportunities to create counterattacks. He's also committed to Yale, by the way. If that isn't impressive enough, he's also a four-star lacrosse recruit. He can do everything. And someone who can do one thing very, very well is number 22, Malik Davis for the Baldwinsville Bees. The junior forward leads this team with 9 goals, the most returning on the roster. He has 3 career 2-goal matches, including 2 in the season opener, and now we are underway here in DeWitt. And right away, a pop fly, and an attempt on goal denied by tonight's goalie, Owen Tracy. A quick throw, and that'll be Thomas Sabatino, one of the captains tonight. It is senior night. The Red Rams are starting an all-senior lineup with the exception of the goalie, Sam Allen, who is a sophomore. The Baldwinsville Bees in Class AA, so they have a slightly stronger program due to a larger recruiting class. The Bees will take it across midfield on the opposite wing. So far, the Bees playing keep away, attempting to maintain possession as they drive down the far wing. And it's ruled a Red Rams ball as it went out of bounds. The Red Rams are very much a defensively minded team. In fact, among one of the best in New York in terms of defensive statistics. Quick clearance by the Red Rams, although Bees pick it right back up immediately. And a very nice tackle there by the captain, Sabatino. Does not look like the Red Rams will get to it. No, in fact, it's the goalie, except, hey, he sent it right back the Red Rams' way. The shot by Reynaldo Colon is not a good enough finish. And that one sent over the crossbar. It was a good attempt, but not good enough. You see it right here on your instant replay. Thomas Allport, listed as a defender, playing a little further up tonight. Goalie kick all the way to midfield. Now it's Quack. The Bees' defensive line proving fairly impenetrable so far in this early going. But of course it is very early to be able to make those kind of assessments. Just under 37 minutes left in the first half. Free kick is awarded to the Red Rams. Or to the Bees. The Red Rams, by the way, wearing red tonight. The Bees are wearing white. A recent rule change designates that the home teams wear colors and the away teams wear whites. I believe that was only as of the 2018 season. It may be a little confusing for those who watch other sports, such as baseball or football, but actually not football. They usually wear white away. You know, sometimes I have to fill the airtime by talking to myself because I'm the only one up here. But we're very glad that you're joining us for this contest. So we hope it'll be a good one. Will Quackenbush sends it down the wing. Lets it go out. Rolls all the way to the edge of the track. Possession time seems to be split pretty evenly so far as it goes right back out of bounds. And really, this is quite the test for the Red Rams. Is historically, when Class A and Class AA teams play each other, there is more of a tendency for the Class AA teams to win. That is why the teams are separated into classes, of course. An attempted breakaway. And a clearance well out of bounds. There's a header from Quackenbush, but he cannot retain possession. And that was James Brussel for the Baldwinsville Bees, who dribbled just a little too far over the line. Quackenbush with a throw-in. And the Red Rams not able to convert on that opportunity. However, they may get one more. They may get one more. Does not mean they will. But they're going to try to create another one for themselves. Will Quackenbush, fiercely defended by Miles Spiegel. .33 minutes on the clock right now. Kick by the Bees, a header by the Red Rams. Red Rams attempting to create some pressure with the two forwards. And we just briefly mentioned the defensive capabilities of the Red Rams, and it's coming into play right here, although the Bees get it right back. They're almost tripped up a little bit. Now he's playing down the wing. It is taken away. Bit of a rough tackle, but no whistle is blown. Throw in now by James Brussel. Brussel will throw in once again. Lets it hurl. And now Brussel makes sure it does not go out of bounds. They are playing in the corner. Attempted cross will do nothing, but give the Red Rams another chance to flex their defensive muscles, as there's a very proficient clearance racing for possession, and it goes off the bench. We are expecting something of a close game tonight as Max McCall has it taken away from him. Red Rams will reset back to the goalie, Sam Allen. Gets it almost all the way to midfield, couple of headers, and it is juggled by the Bees as there's now a spider in the broadcast booth. lot of things that might bug you tonight. A series of tackles now, and a quick throw in by the Red Rams. Ryan Brazel fighting for it. And a free kick for the Bees. The Red Rams have almost struggled to get the ball past midfield, at least be able to do anything when the ball is past midfield. As here's a breakaway by Griffin Sieber, and Allen puts the kibosh on that. Aiden Scott cannot complete the pass before it goes out of bounds. Got a little bit tripped up. Now Scott will try to get it back, taken away from him by Jake Daly. Daly gets past two men. And it is poked away by number 22, Johnny Kibe, who created a lot of separation, playing a little bit physical at midfield. Now it's Brussel on the wing. There's a pass to Chase Hornsey. And another save by Sam Allen, who has already more than doubled his season total. He only came into the season with into this game with one save. In the previous game, Sam Allen and Lucas Bort, who suited up as a midfielder today, split goalie duties. They got one save apiece, which really only 2 saves in that entire game just tells you about how proficient on defense Jamesville-DeWitt is. Once again, it's going to be hammered home because it's going to be a major sticking point in this contest, as Ryan Brazel is not able to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Couple of headers. Brazel gets knocked around and can't keep it from being cleared. The Bees attempting to retain possession now. Oh, a missed kick. And now Sabatino sends it all the way to the forward. Sent across the pitch by Quackenbush. That will barely stay on the other side of the touchline now. Light touches by Chase Hornsey and the Baldwinsville midfielders. TJ Tanner clears it across midfield. And the goalie Tracy will send it across. Tracy, leading the Baldwinsville Bees in saves with 6 coming into this game, has not allowed a goal yet. The Bees only have allowed 1 goal in their 2 games, as there's a little trip up on the opposite wing. Their first game, they beat West Genesee 2-1. Their second game, they beat Liverpool 2-0. "27 minutes on the clock now as we head down to the opposite side of the pitch. And there's the defense for you. This is the home opener for Jamesville-DeWitt boys soccer. We had the home opener for girls soccer on Tuesday. The Jamesville-DeWitt girls defeated Auburn 3-2, courtesy of a hat trick by Megan Baker. However, the Red Rams, and this is going to be something they may have to work on for this entire season, coming into this season, only had 1 player on the roster who scored more than 1 goal last season. That being Aiden Scott. He scored 3. Good tackle by Johnny Kibe, the All-Central New York first-team selection. And I believe that Was that offside? Was that what that was? That was offside. My soccer instincts are developing. So that will result in a free kick. I would like to point out that on the official NFHS official soccer signals, the signal for indirect free kick is almost identical to the caution because they have the caution card turned. So it looks like they're holding up a finger. NFHS can do better there, but Baldwinsville Bees can't do much better with how aggressive their attack has been so far in this game. The attempted pass to Ryan Brazel was not on target. Instead, it will be a throw-in by Drew Gates. Now it's Max McCall with the pass to Brazel. Brazel double-teamed. And the defense kicks it out. Long, low pass across the field, going down to the corner. No one's going to get to it, and it rolls out. No one has scored as we hit the 24-minute mark, but it does not reflect the sheer amount of effort put in by both teams. The Bees have been very aggressive on their attack. The Red Rams have been very conservative on their defense. Headed out of the way, and we're going to do the same thing again. Another cross attempt headed out of the way by the Red Rams. Oh, there was a push there. And there will be a talking to between the official and Sam Bobrick. Let's take another look at that. Yeah, that was uncalled for. Tempers flaring here in DeWitt. 3 substitutions come on for the Red Rams, 1 for the Baldwinsville Bees. Throw in by Miles Spiegel, who changed jersey numbers this morning, much to my chagrin, as the shot goes wide right. It is a beautiful night for soccer here in DeWitt. The air is just a little bit nippy. It's in the low 60s right now, I believe. That's in Fahrenheit. If it was Celsius, we'd all be burning up. Steal attempt by 17, Drew Gates. And the possession's going anyone's way. They're going to call that a foul. Let's take another look at it. Number 2, Jake Moan, was already knocked a little bit off balance, but it's hard to tell if that was retaliation either way. It will be Jack Brannigan with a free kick. And it'll go short. Gavin Deneen tried to steer that one inbounds, but steering locked up, I suppose. There's been a lot of play on the wing in this match. Not a lot going down the center, as this is the disadvantage of that play style, is there's a lot of stoppage of play. It's hard to form more momentum when at every moment you risk knocking the ball out of bounds and giving it back up to the opposing team. However, it is a lot easier to steer clear of defenders. So, there's advantages and disadvantages like any strategy. And now the Red Rams feel they may have a breakaway. Sliding tackle. Let's take another look at that. That was very aggressive play from the Bees. We're flashing the Stingers tonight. Free kick into the box. And there it is! The Red Rams go up 1-0 over the Baldwinsville Bees. Let's take another look at that. On the cross from the free kick, no one able to capitalize initially. And that is number 19, Sam Bobrick. Bobrick with his first goal of the year. He already had 2 assists. Let's take one more look at that just for fun. And now this is the 2-minute mask break. A new introduction to the rules of the game, specifically for the 2020 season. The players will remain socially distanced, allowed to get a little bit more fresh air. Happens at the first stoppage after the 20-minute mark of each half. So while we have a moment, let's compare the 2019 seasons of these two teams. They did not play each other in 2019, but really there's a lot to take in on both sides. The Baldwinsville Bees did have a better record. They scored more goals and allowed less goals. More assists too, but the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams doubled their number of saves. As the scorebug now gets changed, there is 19 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this game, and now the Red Rams up 1-0. Sam Allen with the stop. And if you're on the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, this is the burst of confidence that you not only need, but you were really hoping to get at some point in this game, and it's fortunate for them that it's only come about a quarter of the way through the match. After all, going up against a Class AA team, it is intimidating. And being able to go up 1-0 could mean a world of difference to the psyche of all of these players as the ball is wide left on the attempted shot by the Bees. You know, scoring is hard to come by in soccer, and just that one goal can make a world of difference. Goalie kick by Allen. Cut down, and the Red Rams maintaining possession. That's a good through ball, but there's Owen Tracy. Puts a lid on it. The pass a little off kilter, and I'm amazed that was not ruled out of bounds. On the line, a little bit of shoving. Possession taken by the Red Rams and then taken away by the Bees. Ball off the face of Dev Patel, but he seems to be fine. Foul is called. A free kick will be taken. Kick by Kai, ball the way into the corner. And cleared by the Bees. So the Red Rams will get a chance to reset, recombobulate. Might not be what they want, though. They want to be continuing to press on that offensive attack as the pass by Sabatino finds his man Quackenbush. Sets up the cross. Aggressive defense. There's a trip up. And the Baldwinsville goalie will take possession, but a good attempt by the Red Rams. They are a scrappy team, this. It's almost hard to describe a team that was ranked #1 on Syracuse.com's preseason poll as scrappy as the Red Rams were. But in this cross-class matchup, all metrics are off. Now the Bees on the breakaway. Double teamed, and Matt Sweeney takes it away. Sweeney now is poked away by Patel. And a whistle's blown. Was that also offsides? No. Okay, I'm 1 for 2. You know, there was a quote from an ex-president of the United States who said that he's going to take care of all the issues by surrounding himself with people who know more than him. As a free kick doesn't result in any additional offensive gain. Some light shoving. Friendly tap by Ryan Brazel. Send it backwards and then back forwards. The passing game of the Red Rams on display as it is nearly poked away by the Bees. Now trying to move forward, but trying in vain. Johnny Kibe will track it down. Well, at least he was going to if Sam Allen wasn't there. Now Thomas Sabatino breaks free of his opposite number, sends it across the field. Under 15 minutes to play in the first half now. Looks like the free kick will be taken by Andre Dovciak. Dovciak, 2019, an all-league honorable mention. And now Kibe will kick it out to Dovciak, gets around his man. Takes a shot and a very nice stop by Owen Tracy. Very high goalie kick sent to midfield. Now it's Chase Hornsey who tries to go off to the races but can't get out of the starting gate. Throw in immediately intercepted by Drew Gates. Hornsey fighting for it, some light shoving, and the referee doesn't approve of the actions of Mohamed Hajari. Another clearance out of the box by the Red Rams. It's unclear from my vantage point if James Brussel tripped or was tripped. But either way, play is stopped. And it'll be a free kick for the Baldwinsville Bees. Doesn't matter what I see, it matters what the official sees. If the official sees a foul, then so be it. Another save by Sam Allen, who has been tested time and time again. throughout this matchup, and he is proving his mettle. We'll talk a little bit later about the goalie situation for Jamesville-DeWitt, but they have two goalies, Lucas Bort and Sam Allen, who are both able to contend for the starting job. Is there some life for that drive? No. Bees take possession. It's Hornsey. Jake Moan got a little aggressive, and the referee wasn't happy about that. Free kick is short. Passing game on display. Miles Spiegel to Dev Patel. And the strength of Jake Moan coming on display. As Will Quackenbush sends it all the way down the pitch to the corner. Aggressive shoving, but it goes out anyway. A for effort, though, from, I believe that's Will Quackenbush. I apologize, that is Ryan Brazel. Couldn't tell my 5s from my 8s. That was Andre Dovchiak who sent that back out, and that is Owen Tracy who sends it to midfield. Now Malik Davis, who has not done a lot in this game compared to his reputation, wasn't able to advance very far for the Bees as it is fought away by the Red Rams. They've been playing extremely physically, and now there's a breakaway. Will Quackenbush has nothing doing, courtesy of the Bees defense. Seems to be a bit of confusion as to... No, never mind. The only person who was confused is me because I couldn't see the corner kick. Tries to get past their men. There's a flagrant foul. Let's take a look at that. There we go. That's number 22, Johnny Kibe, who got tripped up. And now the Red Rams have another big chance. Red Rams go for glory. And to say there was a little too much mustard on that one by Andre Dovchiak would be an understatement. That was doused in mustard. Way too much mustard. You need a lot of napkins to be able to clean up that mess, and it's going to be a goalie kick. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Griffin Seaver sends it down. Taken away by Sweeney. Ball rolls harmlessly out of play, right of the goal. Allen looked like he was targeting Ryan Brazel, but he found the Baldwinsville Bees instead. Chance for a breakaway. Brazel fighting with number 12, Jack Brannigan. And the Red Rams forced to make backwards contact before the foul is called. And Brazel not happy about that. Let's take another look at that. That could have been incidental. The referee, though, summoning Ryan Brazel for a quick talking to. Now the Bees on the attack. It's Griffin Sieber playing aggressive, and an aggressive clearance by the Red Rams. Despite Brazel's best efforts, couldn't get to it. Sabatino sends it to the wing. Quackenbush thought he kept it in, but referee thought otherwise. A volley of whistles blown. 2 substitutions made, 1 by each team. Looks like Chris Barbuto is coming on for the Red Rams, and he will immediately attempt to challenge Evan Smith, who has to send it away. All the way down the pitch, hoping for a breakaway. But the Red Rams get to it first. That's Max McCall taking it down the wing. Sliding tackle by Chase Hornsey. Now Jake Daly with the long shot on goal, and it sails over the crossbar. Let's see it once again after the Brazel foul from earlier. It was a good shot on goal. The Bees need to get something off. They are down 1-0 with less than 6 minutes left in the first half. Though perhaps that was a little too far to try, as the whistle is blown as the ball goes right off the face of Chase Hornsey. There's something about this game that is bringing out, I don't know if I can say the best in both teams, but I can certainly say the most aggressive in both teams. Both of them want it bad, and it is evident tonight. Taken away by Brazel. More tripping. And the third one, the refs call it. Let's take another look at it. There's one. And there's the second. The referees might want to start thinking about a little bit of leniency at this point, because if they're going to keep calling it like they are, there's going to be nothing but free kicks throughout this entire game. You know, there gets to a point when you look at the rules for the sake of the game, you let things slide. Chipped cross, and Allen scoops it up out of harm's way. There may be an injury. Looks like Aiden Scott took a bit of a bump to the head. Let's take one more look at it. Oh, we didn't catch it in time. Aiden Scott will walk off the pitch under his own power, but a substitution must be made if play is stopped for injury. TJ Tanner will come in his stead. The positives are that Aiden Scott got up immediately, relatively immediately. He was able to walk off under his own power. Looks like he took a nasty bump, but may not have been out long enough to worry about a concussion. Probably just a headache. Let's hope it's a headache. But it's a reminder of how physical a sport soccer is, and that physicality is amplified when you see how aggressive these two teams are playing, is evident by that play between Ronaldo Colon and Cole Linneman. Now it's McCall to Moan. defense by the Bees. Good stop. But the Red Rams will get another chance courtesy of Sabatino. Off the back foot of Barbuto. And that doomed that drive. But Johnny Kibe sends it to a teammate. Looking for Kibe again. Down the line, and the referee with a little bit of a delayed out of play call. It's further from him, he had to confirm it. That one's a little more blatant. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the first half. It is still 1-0. The Red Rams up over the Baldwinsville Bees. Quackenbush beats his man off the back. And we may need a chiropractor in the building. Sabatino cornered down the line by two defenders, and that pass is cleared helplessly. Back across midfield. Reynaldo Colon now. Dribbling sends it to TJ Tanner. Tanner back to Colon. McCall will try to keep it going with Colon. Backwards dribbling. And the Bees keep it on the line. Pass intercepted by Bobrick. A minute 30 left in the first half, and these players are very well aware of it. They're putting everything they have into this final minute 30. They are as if they haven't been playing aggressively, but they're in an all-out sprint now, and that was closer to a football tackle than anything we've seen tonight between Max McCall and his opposite number. That looks like number 17, Drew Gates. Let's take another look at it. Fighting on the touchline, and for fans of pro wrestling, that's a DDT. That was ugly. A minute left as the kick will be taken by Johnny Kibe. Sends in with an attempted cross, and Chase Hornsey had other ideas. Kibe will let it go out of bounds as there's 30 seconds remaining. Short passes at midfield, 20 seconds left in the first half. Dovciak attempts a big clearance and whiffs. Big swing and a miss. Throw in, referee doesn't like it. 3, 2, 1, and that's the end of the first half. A lot to be proud of if you're the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. They are leading over the Baldwinsville Bees, one of the best athletic programs in upstate New York, and a whole class above them, 1-0. Courtesy of a big goal by Sam Bobrick, the junior forward. As we get set to go into halftime now, thank you so very much for joining us here live on YouTube for this contest between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams and the Baldwinsville Bees. I am Sam Gelfand, and we hope to join you. We hope that you join us back here in just under 10 minutes for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. Sam Gelfand here for Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. Thank you very much for joining us for this game live on YouTube as the second half is about to begin. If there's one thing that we've picked up from the first half, it's been physicality. Both of these teams have been putting everything they have into this game, and it's been showing with the pushing, the shoving, the tackling, the slide tackling, and frankly, the incredible number of free kicks that have been displayed throughout this game. But the Red Rams are up 1-0 against a team of a higher class and an incredible athletic program. Of course, that's not to say anything about JD's program, which is one of the best in upstate New York as well. But we're about to get underway here in DeWitt. There's the buzzer. The teams change sides, and the Baldwinsville Bees are going to have a lot to prove in this second half. First half, down 1-0. And you have to imagine that is eating at them right now, as I now get to change the period on the scorebug, and we are underway. Bees, of course, get possession as the visiting team. And they will get a throw-in. That's Drew Gates who passes it, and it is defended by the Red Rams. As predicted, the Baldwinsville Bees immediately starting back up on the attack. Although aggression has been the name of the game, it is notable to say that the Baldwinsville Bees have been more aggressive on offense than on defense, as that header nearly rocks him. Attempted shot on goal, wide left. Little worm burner goes out of the sight into the night. Goalie kick by Sam Allen. Sent to midfield, and a header by the Bees will undo some of that progress. Evan Smith with a lob. Tracked down and sent out of play. Drew Gates will throw it in. And the Bees forced to send it back out and try again, taken away now by Will Quackenbush. Owen Tracy gives it a lob. Cannot beat his man, so he sends it away. Jack Brannigan sends it to Gates. Now Smith. Poked away, Brazel. As it go backwards, it stays in. Taken away by Malik Davis, who has been somewhat silent tonight. Evan Smith makes a mistake. You can't say that tonight has been a night of mistakes despite the number of free kicks, because the aggressive physicality of this game seems to be by design. And speaking of aggression, TJ Tanner cannot capitalize on the breakaway. McCall tries to take it away from Hornsey. Pulling on the jersey. And it took a while for a foul to be called. Let's take a look at that. Look at that. Pulling on the jersey was number 8, Chase Hornsey. Did he get carded? No, but it should be.
Stand right in front of a free kick like that, so literally just right in front of the ball. Unsporting meeting.
The free kick immediately intercepted by the Bees. And I just want to point out, if you saw there, the number 7 on the Bees, Jake Daly, as the Red Rams were attempting to pick up that ball for the free kick, continued to dribble. This is starting to cross over between aggressive and unsportsmanlike. Things are getting out of hand here. There's another push, uncalled by the referees. Jack Brannigan getting physical. But they're going to call that one on Aiden Scott. Referee making sure that Sam Allen on the line. Cross misses everybody. So does that kick. Header attempted. So is a clear, but in the kerfuffle, the ball is sent out of play. Just because the Red Rams are a defensive-minded team does not mean that this is not close for comfort. Saved by Allen, but he couldn't save that. We are tied up at 1 apiece. Now let's take another look at it. The shot was saved by Allen, but right there, as we'll take one more look, were the Baldwinsville Bees. Cannot see the number. So not quite sure who scored it. Lost in the lights. But the point is, we are all tied up at 1 apiece now, with 34 minutes remaining in the second half of this game. I'm hesitant to say in the game because, of course, no one scores, then this one goes to overtime. The first game we hosted here this year, the girls' game on Tuesday, went to double overtime. The deciding goal coming in the second overtime, although, of course, girls soccer, both overtimes are mandatory. Pass is missed. The intended target was James Brussel. The Bees continuing to play on the wing, and it is resulting in many a ball out of bounds. Whistles blown. There is a talking to between the referee and Ryan Brazel, as well as some members of the Baldwinsville Bees. I'm no lip reader, but I have to imagine that the referee is just giving a little talking to about the aggressiveness of play. Don't have to read lips to have an idea of that. Small collision, but it gives the Bees an opportunity. Here's a breakaway. Breakaway taken away by the Red Rams. Specifically, Johnny Kibe, the captain. Good defense, pokes it out to McCall. McCall gives it to Scott. Scott pokes it further on down the line. And Jack Brannigan will avert danger. Quackenbush finds possession to Scott. Scott with the pass to Sweeney. Sweeney puts it in the box. And the goalie closes the case. It's an awkward header if I've ever seen one, but it was effective. Sliding kick attempted by Matt Sweeney, in vain. Now Evan Smith looking for a target. He'll go short. Brazil has it taken away by Smith. At this point, some of the aggression has been replaced by all-out sprints from all members of both of these teams. No more short passing, no more worrying about time of possession. That one was physical, so was that. No whistle blown, ball kept in bounds. Now it's Malik Davis. Davis gets past one, but not two. An important clearance by Dovciak. And it goes out of play courtesy of a little shove. Under the Friday night lights, we're getting some Friday night fights here in DeWitt. And this has been a battle between these two teams. That was a big piece of contact with Graydon Russo, and I'm worried about his head. Let's take a look at that. Big collision between Russo and as the trainer comes out now. Graydon Russo, the sophomore forward, making his varsity debut this year as Jamesville-DeWitt's trainer Dave Schultz will join them. Taking one more look at this. Him and Dovciak, look at that, a big shoulder check, and there may have been some whiplash on the neck. Schultz attending to Russo's leg, which may have also... I was concerned about his head, but he's attending to his leg. Let's take another look at that. Watch the leg. Oh, yeah, he landed funny. Graydon Russo will be helped off the field. We take one more look at this. We can't slow down, but we can try to pinpoint. Yeah, look how his leg is bent there. It was an ugly landing. Based on the fact that he is able to move the leg, it's not a break. The bone is likely intact, however, it may be a bad sprain. Now the energy, and there has been boundless energy in this game, has been sucked out of JD Stadium here. And although the energy may be gone, the question becomes, will the aggression go with it? Or will the Bees feel they have to play harder in retaliation? And they're certainly going on the attack right now. Clearance could turn into a breakaway, and offside. Far offside. So the Bees will take possession on a free kick. Kick to Drew Gates. Shuffled over to Smith. Poked out of the way by the Red Rams. 28.5 minutes left in the second half. Fighting on the touchline of the Red Rams, and they're forced to direct it midfield right into the waiting arms of the Baldwinsville Bees, or should I say the waiting legs. Now Chase Hornsey gives it to Smith. And a great stop by Allen. Playing punch out in front of the goal. Let's take another look at that. The shot on goal had a lot of bend. It would have hit the upper right corner of the goal, but Sam Allen read it well, did not let it get out of his sights or his reach. Now Will Quackenbush tries to find an opportunity. And Jake Moan comes so close, yet so far. There was a lot of sizzle on that play, but not a lot of steak. But they were happy to be in the restaurant in the first place. The Red Rams are going to have to keep on ordering. They don't want to send this one to overtime. They had quite the opportunity, and even though they weren't able to convert on that opportunity, as the ball seemed to go off the hand of Max McCall momentarily, they weren't able to convert, but just being able to get that close has to be putting something into Baldwinsville's mind, as Hornsey cannot take the 3-on-1 attack. And now Kibe is off to the races. Continuing down the wing. Aggressive play, nothing called by the referees, who may be developing leniency. Same with that sliding tackle by Drew Gates. Corner kick now. Could be the break that the Red Rams are looking for. Here goes nothing. And the header also results in nothing. Goalie kick coming up. Tracy sends it down pitch. Hitter sends it back. Red Rams swarm. Which is a bit ironic because you would think that the Bees would be swarming. You know, just based on the name. These Bees have been a little bit more like wasps so far tonight. Solitary and hyper-aggressive. Sam Bobrick, who already has 1 goal to his name tonight, fighting to get around Hayes. Sent in and saved. A great shot on goal from Aiden Scott, but a better stop by Owen Tracy. The Bees attempting a breakaway. Malik Davis will not get a chance. Let's take another look at that shot on goal attempt. One-handed save by Owen Tracy. Able to balance that ball. Now the substitutions will come on. Well, we have this moment from the breakneck pace. We can... Well, the moment's gone. Too bad. I was going to tell you something cool, but now I got to wait. Sent back midfield. Now Gates will take it back despite pressure, mostly coming from Barbuto. Tried to find Davis. He gets away from him. The Bees will take it out, but that was a very important clearance. Much better field position now for the Red Rams than they were dealing with previously. Logan Hayes sends it out of bounds. That's what we have this moment. Here are some of the things that Section 3 is doing to keep our student athletes as well as the spectators safe. Social distancing and masks required. Celebration severely limited. Referees have to stay 10 feet away from the players at all times. Benches are extended. No playoffs to minimize travel in high-risk sports such as football have been moved to March. And John Goodson, the athletic director, has returned with pizza from Robbie T's, I'm being told. And it looks like my dinner plans are sorted, although not going to be taking off the mask now, and certainly not while there's still 22 minutes left to play. I have a job to do. Although, you know, pizza, tempting. The Red Ram defense still in full force, but the Baldwinsville attack is as well. That was Matt Sweeney who sent it out, sent in by Drew Gates, and Barbuto couldn't get a hang of it. And let's do it again. Malik Davis. All the way across midfield, and there's a big pass to prevent the breakaway. Can't dribble through the legs. Well, he does there, but it goes out of bounds. Off the chest of Sam Bobrick, and it's a Bees ball. Now it's James Brussel who attempts some sort of cross, but it just lands out of play. Gotta say, I'm a little bit jealous as there's commotion from the food distribution on the other side of the press box from me, behind the glass. This is kind of like watching the Food Network, you know, where like everything looks good, but you can't do anything about it. So you want to go to the kitchen and just make something for yourself, but it's not going to be as good. And I can't go to the kitchen right now. Red Rams, though, looking to take it home. It's Barbuto who stumbles, and that cost him. Sliding tackle will give possession back to the Red Rams. That's TJ Tanner who has it taken away. Sweeney chases it down. The aggressive offense confronting the defense. Or the aggressive forwards, I should say, confronting the defenders. Let's use the proper terminology here. Will anyone be able to get to that before it rolls out of bounds? Incredibly, yes, for a moment, Sam Bobrick with a sprint of his life, but instead of a new 400-meter record, he just has some bruised pride. But Usain Bolt, take note. 19 minutes, and we will now pause for the mask break. Thank you very much for joining us here. My name is Sam Gelfand for Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. We're bringing you these games on YouTube right now until we change some physical infrastructure to make it onto Twitch TV. So whether it's here or on Twitch, let's take a look at some of the games coming up. Of course, we're going to be right back here bright and early tomorrow for girls soccer against Fayetteville Manlius. If you thought this was a big cross-class matchup, how about JD versus FM? Literally the two biggest athletic programs in Central New York, or at least the most successful. We'll be then back in a week next Saturday for boys soccer versus Christian Brothers Academy. A few days later for boys soccer versus Oswego. Then on the 23rd, the girls will play East Syracuse Manoa, and on the 27th, the boys will play Central Square. Of course, all schedules subject to health-related delays and cancellations, but as long as we're allowed to be here, we will. We hope that you will be too. As the mask break is about to expire, and these teams are eager to get back at it. That's good-looking pizza. That's a sigh of frustration from me, but have to imagine there's sighs of frustrations on both sides on the pitch right now as both of them want to break this thing wide open. Neither of them have been too successful in doing so. The Bees did tie it up. Sent down pitch. And there's a wide open opportunity for Jake Daly. Can he capitalize? Here's the save. It's off the crossbar. Wow. It doesn't get much closer than that. For a moment there, the beautiful game became a game of inches. And now here's an opportunity for Moan. Sent back to the goalie. It is smart for Baldwinsville to continue this aggressive play because there's many things that Jamesville-DeWitt has in a team. The one thing they don't is lots of consistent size. It does seem that on average the Baldwinsville Bees are a little bit taller, a little bit bigger than the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, and if you have that strength and physical advantage, may as well use it, but this is a little too much. So a free kick will be taken. It's Daly, attempts a cross. And Allen with a very nice punch out. There's another attempt, and it's trapped by Allen. Case dismissed. I don't have a tally, but I have to imagine Allen's in the neighborhood of 10 saves tonight. You know, the goalie situation, at least going into this game, was not exactly settled for the Red Rams, but I think it's settled now. Sam Allen has put on a very impressive performance as there's 16 minutes left. There'll be some substitutions. And speaking of that goalie situation, here's what head coach, well, that's Dan Law's nameplate. He said this earlier, but we're in play and I can't show you that yet. Okay, so you got a momentary preview as the Red Rams go on the attack. And it's Jake Moan who's fighting for it with Jack Brannigan, and I do mean fighting, but Brannigan comes up victorious, gives it to Brussel. Moan still attempting to play defense, and now it's Daly who comes up with it. Daly challenging Scott, and a very big clearance, but a bigger header. The Bees are going to slow it down and then bring the momentum right back up. Griffin Sieber, primarily driving, poked away by Sabatino. And Sabatino with an aggressive push. That was Evan Smith who was knocked over. So this time it will be a free kick instead of a throw-in. Teams line up in position, 14 and a half minutes left. Big cross, overshot. Here's another look at it. There was definitely a chance to score there. But Chase Hornsey was not able to pinpoint the header. And so Allen will kick it away. We are tied at 1 apiece. A little too much aggressiveness from Max McCall there. Opportunity challenge one-on-one sent across the pitch. I don't even know if that can be considered a shot on goal. There's no wind blowing, so that was just an excess of bend. "13 minutes left. Keep in mind, if this game goes to overtime, it is sudden death. So the first team to score will become the victor. The Red Rams, I would think, would like to avoid that situation and try to put one in now. Of course, that is much easier said than done. Tracy gets under it a little bit. And Patel will throw it in. No, he just passes it to the person who really will throw it in. Patel pokes it out now. It's over to Hornsey. Hornsey's really been a playmaker so far tonight, and That free kick taken immediately. No hesitation. You can't hesitate if you've got a killer instinct like the Baldwinsville Bees do. Poked away by Max McCall. Now there's an opportunity on the wing, but nothing will come of it. We have a player down. Looks like it might just be a cramp. Can't see who the player is. He's on the ground. I'm being told it's Aiden Scott. That's his second stoppage of play for injury tonight. The first one, a scary moment where he came up clutching his head. The second one may be a cramp. That is the trainer, Dave Schultz, currently stretching him out. He's able to bend the leg, though, so that's good. Also, kudos to the Red Rams for matching masks. And Scott is able to walk on his own power. Does have to come off the pitch, but he's still all right. Update, Aiden Scott is still all right. You know what, for the rest of the season, we're going to check in momentarily and see if Aiden Scott is all right at any given time. Because at this point, it may become a valid question. Shot on goal off the crossbar. Can we see it? No. We can see Sam Allen send that one out. The Bees using a lot more headers in this game than the Red Rams have. Dangerous situation, and Allen will have no part of it. Now sent to McCall. McCall to Tanner. And he can't get to the goalie in time. Owen Tracy asserting his authority. Tracy at the beginning of the game led Baldwinsville with 6 saves, and he's tacked on probably twice that now. There's 10.5 minutes remaining in the second half. More pushing. This time it's Mohamed Tajari, Andrew Gates. Davis with a pass to Hornsey. Hornsey looking down pitch. Evan Smith with the setup, and it goes wide. No one able to get to it. That is out of play. Corner kick coming. And once again, the Red Rams, well, they're very fortunate that they are a defensive-minded team because they've been having to flex those defensive muscles this entire game. Here it comes. And there goes the lead for the Red Rams. The Baldwinsville Bees put up 2 goals unanswered. Both of them the result of corner kicks. One more look at this. Dramatic header, I believe that was Malik Davis. And despite the promising early lead, the Baldwinsville Bees are now up 2-1. 9 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. And they're going right after it. They want another. They want to put the nail in the coffin here. Red Rams determined not to see that through. .8:45 on the clock. Now with 8.5 minutes left in the game, it is not infeasible for the Red Rams to tie it up, but it could be improbable. Only time will tell. Considering how long it's been between goals, all 3 goals scored by both teams in this game, improbable certainly seems to be the leading conjecture. That isn't going to stop Matt Sweeney from giving it all it's worth. Clearance by the Bees. Johnny Kibe controlling. The Red Rams are slowing it down, hoping to use some precision instead of sheer aggression. A welcome change if you've been watching this game. Here's a throw in. Red Rams wasting no time. It's Brazil. Double teamed, tripped. Out of play. Very quick throw in from Reynaldo Colon. They're just trying to get it into the box, but every time they're getting it into the box, the Bees are closing the lid. Kibe and Davis battling. The 2 players on a rampage mentioned at the beginning of this game, and that's offside. That ball is sent to another time zone. 7 minutes to play. .704. The time has been reset. There's a big aggressive kick to no one in particular. Oh, that was a big shoulder check. Nothing was called. Amazing that was not a foul. I'm amazed that there haven't been any yellow cards handed out in this game. At this rate, there should be more yellow cards than a Pop Punk compilation CD. There'll be like 2 people watching who get that. Six minutes and 15 seconds remain. Bees. Well, after the game. Okay. After the game. After the game, I'm getting some pizza. Yeah, well, everything's cold. It's in the low 60s today. The Red Rams hoping to stay hot, prevent themselves from going down in bitter last-minute defeat. And this could be a chance. On a breakaway, tripped up, is Mohamed Hajari, and it is amazing that it took that long for a whistle to be blown, and I'm pretty sure that whistle was for the ball going out of bounds, not for a foul. Take another look at this. Look at that. That was blatant. You know, I was saying earlier that the referees might benefit from showing some leniency, but there's a difference between leniency and not calling anything. Right now, the referees are not calling anything. And the game clock continues to tick. We're down to 5 minutes.
So you mentioned
kick taken by number 26, Dovciak, and it is sent right back out.
Tim, do we have any people following us?
Well, when the drama subsides, I'll let you know. Malik Davis now will pass down to the wing. Cross attempt to Davis. Allen with a stop. Four and a half minutes. Red Rams have to go for these long passes. It's their only hope. And the Bees are just trying to kill time. Look at that. Look at the way they're dribbling. Once again, no foul call, but that really shouldn't surprise you at this point. Now it's Bobrick. Once again, going down the wing. There's an opportunity. Brazel cannot get a good foot on it. And it is cleared by the Bees. 4 minutes remain. The Red Rams at the beginning of this game thought they broke out a can of Raid with a 1-0 lead. And they've given up 2 unanswered goals since. 3:45 remain. The Rams playing with everything they've got for everything they're worth. There may be no playoffs, but this is one of those games that it feels like everything's on the line. There's no shame to losing to a Class AA opponent, as that shot on goal was high, wide, and may have split the uprights. But just because there's no shame in losing to a Class AA opponent doesn't mean that they want to. It doesn't mean they're okay with it. No one in their right mind would be. Clock still ticking, 3 minutes. Goalie kick from Allen. The Bees take it, sent to the wing. They're still playing aggressively. Perhaps they're hoping for another insurance goal. Nothing called on Sabatino, of course. This has been the most physical game of soccer I've ever seen in my life. There has been shoving, there has been tackling, there has been jersey pulling. The Baldwinsville Bees came to DeWitt, New York with a game plan, and that game plan was to use their superior size and strength. As Sam Allen makes another stop. 2 minutes remain. The Bees certainly could not account for the heart and determination of this Red Rams squad in dealing with that aggression. There's another big clearance. Allen will send it back down. It's a high fly ball. And the Bees have been in possession for most of this game. They're just trying to keep it away from their side of the pitch. Another goalie kick, 1 minute 30 remain. Number 13, Max McCall, has not gotten up. Clock will stop at about 1:20. Max McCall may be injured. And this is literally adding insult to injury. They're already up 2-1, and now another Red Rams player requires the trainer's attention. Max McCall scored one of the 3 goals in the Red Rams' first game at Auburn. They won 3-0.
Sam, any alumni out there?
Looks like McCall is coming off under his own power.
Connor Ball's out there. Oh, he was.
So there's 1:19 on the clock. That's not a lot of time at all, but it's all the Red Rams have to try to force overtime. McCall has been instrumental at midfield. And the Red Rams certainly could use him in this final minute and change. We're back underway. Concurrent headers by the Bees, sent back towards midfield and away. They're playing monkey in the middle right now, with their heads. Out of play, 1 minute on the clock and ticking. There are no stoppages except for goals and injuries. Red Rams know it. They need a series of long passes, and they need to pray that the Bees don't take possession just like that. That is exactly what they do not need right now. 30 seconds remain. Big pass downfield. Taken away. Brazel's not going to let it go so easily. Out of play, 20 seconds. The Bees can effectively keep sending it over the line and just kill time. 10 seconds. Missed opportunity for the Bees. Sent up and over, into the stands. 5 seconds. 2, 1. And the Baldwinsville Bees have taken an extremely close match against the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. The Bees reign 2-1 over the Red Rams, although in a sense there is moral victory. But the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams having a lead over it initially, and then eventually just hanging with a Class AA team. In fact, one of the finest Class AA teams in Central New York. The final score certainly does not reflect the effort put forth by the Red Rams, who certainly had a trial by fire.
Good game, right?
But it was a good game. It was exciting till the very end, and we're very glad that you joined us for it. My name is Sam Gelfand. On behalf of everyone here at Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School and the JD Athletics broadcast team, we would like to wish you a very good night, wherever you may be.